Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about Plant Survivor and which plant got voted out of the grow room. And we're also going to talk about week 14 and 15, the explosive growth that I've experienced over the last 2 weeks. And we're also going to do a little bit of top dressing and feeding the plants. But before we get into today's video, folks, if you wouldn't mind, if you're new here to the channel, please consider subscribing. For those of you that have subscribed and supported our farm, thank you so much. I do appreciate the support. If you guys are looking to support our farm any further, please check out our website link in the description below, along with today's video sponsors, Mars Hydro and, of course, New England Compost. Check them out down there as well. New England Compost is doing a special on their 1 pound compost, so check out their link, guys, and try to give them a shot for your own grow. All right, folks, so let's talk about Plant Survivor. You know, a couple weeks ago, I asked you guys if I had to flower one plant, which one would it be? And we would take some of them outside for the outdoor grow season to harvest them in October. Well, it was a huge tug of war, really over Fruity Pebbles. A lot of people wanted it to stay in the grow room and go outside, and a lot of people wanted to see it flower. Well, it did receive the most votes for the flower tent. So it has been voted off the grow room island, and we'll be setting up the flower tent very soon and moving it in there. But folks, I really want to talk about voting another plant out of the grow room. We received some seeds from another YouTube friend, and we're going to be announcing that soon. And we got 2 different genetics, so we really want to start 2 new seeds coming up for the outdoor grow season. So I want you guys to comment below which of the 3 plants, Skittles, Master Kush, and Critical Flow, you would like to see head over to the flower tent, and then the other 2 will go outside. That much I do promise. So I want to hear from you guys. Put your vote in the comment section below. So let's also talk about the amount of growth we have experienced over the last 2 weeks. It has been incredible, and I can't wait for you guys to see the plants. Really, I attribute it to 2 things. I really attribute it to peak veg. These plants are just going nuts, but we also did switch out the light. I think that made a huge difference. I think the light canopy overall, it really boosted the plant's growth by switching from the 3500 FCE to the 4800 FCE. The amount of light that light puts out is greatly different than the 3500. I think the plants are really appreciating that light, and you're gonna see that going into the grow room. Also, while we're in there, we're going to do a little trimming. We're going to talk about Plant Survivor. We're also going to do a little bit of top dressing with our friends from Coast of Maine, Stonington Plant Food. So let's jump into grow room. Okay, folks, so we are here in the grow room. Let's go ahead and move the sign. So let's talk about the one that was voted off the island, Fruity Pebbles. Fruity Pebbles is really doing well. It's really getting into that peak veg state. It'll probably be in here for probably another 2 to 3 weeks before we go ahead and flower it. That would be my best guess anyway, before we can put it in the flower tent. So it's got a little bit more ways to go, and what we're going to do to help it along is we're going to give it some food. During the watering, this will trickle down and feed the plant, and this is really vital for Fruity Pebbles to get that nutrition right now and for the flower stage. It is the smallest of all 4 plants, so I am a little nervous that this one was voted to go flower, but hopefully so we get another big plant to go in there with it. So that's the one that was voted off. Let's take a look at Critical Flow. We've got some stuff to do with Critical Flow today. As you guys can see, it's got huge fan leaves, and we're going to go ahead and top this one today. So we're going to go ahead and top it. We're going to cut some big old fan leaves off of it today, and we're really gonna just kind of let it get some more sunlight. It's doing exactly what Master Kush did, which is just got these monster fan leaves, and they're fantastic. They're big solar panels, but what happens is it blocks all those nodes, and the nodes are super important, folks, when you're trying to grow indoors, because the more nodes you have, the bigger the nodes are, the more you're going to get when you go to harvest this plant. So don't be afraid to trim, especially the fan leaves. You really just want to get rid of them. So we're going to go ahead and trim up Critical Flow here. So now that we're done with Critical Flow, let's go ahead and bring over big old Master Kush. Now this plant is just a monster, guys. It's probably the biggest plant. It's just an absolute monster. You know, we topped it a while back, and you can't even tell that we cut anything off this 2 weeks ago. It is going absolutely crazy right now. And that really is, I think, with the light and also the food. You know, it's sitting in some really good soil, so let's not discount the fact that the soil from New England Compost is fantastic. It's feeding these plants. You know, all these plants just look fantastic right now. They're really coming into their own here in the 14-15 week time frame. You know, we're just can't keep up with it, to be honest with you. The amount of growth that these plants are putting on over the course of 2 weeks is just insane. And Master Kush is just one of those plants where I'm just in awe constantly of, no matter how much I trim this, it continues to just keep going and going and going, and it's just nuts. And right now what we're doing, we're just cutting off these big old fan leaves, and it's starting to choke itself off. You can see a little bit of lighter green right here, and that's because it's choking itself off from the light. And that's not good. That's not something you want. So that's why it's so important to trim these indoor plants. You know, it's outdoors, you know, you can get away with not trimming, and you can just let the plants go, and usually you're okay. But indoors, I've really found that if you're not trimming these plants and rotating them and making sure that they're getting full light, because it's getting really cramped in here with all these plants, you end up having a little bit of choking off, so to speak, when it comes to the light on certain parts of the plant. And you can see it clear as day on this Master Kush. Look how light green this area is versus how dark green the top is. And you can just see that this area has been choked off from the light. So that's just something I've observed, especially with Master Kush. The fan leaves are just so big on this plant. And of course we're gonna give it a little food here. Nothing crazy. Maybe a quarter cup. We've been slowly feeding these guys. They've been on a relatively good feeding schedule, and this is their first top dressing. You know, we did the compost from New England Compost in there, and they've been doing really well with that. But let's bring over Skittles. Now look at this behemoth. I mean, they are just doing so fantastic right now. And I could spend all day in here trimming, and I feel like I don't accomplish anything. That's how big these plants are getting. So that's just something I've observed, folks, and we're going to go ahead and feed this one. But now that you've seen all three that are left on the island here, we'll bring Critical Flow back over. Sorry for hitting the camera there. We'll bring Critical Flow back over, and I want you guys to decide. So Fruity Pebbles is already voted off, and we've got to let this one get caught up. But we've got Skittles, we've got Master Kush, and we have Critical Flow. Now, obviously they look really thin, and we've still got about 2 to 3 weeks before this one gets shipped off the island. So I want to hear from you guys. Don't forget, leave it in the comment section below. Critical Flow, Master Kush, Skittles. I want to hear your opinion on which one goes into the flower room. But folks, that is it for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video today. I want to hear from you guys in the comments. If you guys want to get in touch with me, Facebook, Instagram, and of course email. If you're looking to support the farm, our website link is in that description below. Also, go ahead and check out our friends at Mars Hydro, and a big shout out to New England Compost. You can find their links in the description below as well. But folks, that is it for today. I hope you all stay happy, healthy, and I will see you in another video.